You know the silence, the heavy, suffocating quiet after a conversation goes off the rails. It happens in fluorescent-lit conference rooms, over the kitchen sink, or at the dining room table. We talk, someone gets defensive, voices rise, and suddenly we're not talking anymore. The strange thing about these breakdowns is that they rarely stem from the specific topic of disagreement. Whether it's a missed deadline or a forgotten chore, the mechanism of failure remains the same. It's the human biology's default reaction to conflict. To your brain, specifically a small almond-shaped cluster called the amygdala, a threat is a threat. It cannot distinguish between the physical danger of a predator and the social danger of a boss's criticism or a partner's anger. This is an amygdala hijack. When attacked, the brain sounds the alarm, flooding the body with stress hormones and initiating a fight or flight response. This severs the connection to your prefrontal cortex. The neurological center required for logic, empathy, and communication is temporarily taken offline. Relying on raw emotional instinct during a conflict is biologically engineered to result in miscommunication and damaged relationships. Successfully getting what we need without destroying the relationship requires an artificial override of our biological threat response. Psychologists developed a specific tool for this purpose, called DEARMAN. It's an interpersonal effectiveness skill from dialectical behavior therapy, designed to strip the volatility out of high-stakes conversations. DEARMAN functions as a strictly chronological system. It is a sequence of specific steps engineered to bypass the defensive reflexes in both parties. Deploying this framework shifts the user from a state of emotional vulnerability to a state of tactical control. The system begins with Phase 1, disarming the defense, which covers the first two letters, D for describe and E for express. Opening a conflict with describe means stating undisputed facts. Lacking judgment, they pass through defenses without triggering an alarm. Next, express your feelings. Grounding a grievance in personal emotion makes it immune to debate. You're stating your internal reality. Once the stage is set, you move to Phase 2, the core strike. This involves the A and R steps, assert and reinforce. To remove all ambiguity, you must assert. Since reinforce, this acts as the incentive by explicitly answering the other person's subconscious question, what is in this for me? You explain how fulfilling your request will benefit them. These first two phases deliver a firm demand without triggering a fight or flight response in the recipient. Even with a perfect setup, an opponent may still instinctively attempt to derail the conversation or launch a counterattack. That's why the system includes Phase 3, the anchor. It prevents the conversation from drifting into emotional chaos. During the mindful step, you use the broken record technique. By simply repeating your core assertion, you create a shield against distractions and irrelevant attacks. You also appear confident. Maintaining your physical posture and vocal tone prevents the other person from sensing an opening to exploit through pressure. Finally, you negotiate. Winning the primary objective often requires conceding on minor, superficial points to ensure the collaboration remains intact. This final phase acts as a stabilizing force, ensuring your original objective survives the inevitable emotional turbulence of the other person's response. DEARMAN is not a form of mind control. Because human free will exists, no framework can mathematically guarantee a yes to every request. This chart shows how the framework maximizes the statistical probability of a positive outcome compared to erratic default emotional reactions. It ensures you voice your needs without hostility or passive submission. By staying objective, you protect the relationship from outbursts while maintaining integrity. Fully separating your internal self-worth from the immediate outcome of the request is the true hallmark of precise communication control. Communicating effectively under pressure is an acquired, engineered skill rather than an innate personality trait. By using this specific framework, you replace the chaotic baseline of reacting blindly with a focused state of intentional, clear communication. Identify one difficult conversation you need to have in your personal or professional life. Before you enter that room, manually write out your own DEARMAN script, letter by letter. By pre-programming the response, you ensure that your logic remains the primary driver of the conversation, effectively overriding the amygdala's panicked default reaction during these important interactions.